Is it true that the more guaranteed income that a person has, the happier they are? Well, if you actually listen to most studies out there, that is absolutely a true statement. So if you want to be happy, or if you want to be happier, or if you want to be happiest, then you're going to want to stay locked into this video today, as we are going to cover 4 primary guaranteed income sources that you may want to look at for yourself. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, Certified Financial Planner and President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And we want to thank you for tuning in to our Retirement Education Concepts videos. These videos were created to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Yes, because with so many retirement strategies out there and so many retirement concepts, and of course with so many retirement products, it can become very difficult for consumers to digest it all. That's why we are so fortunate that we work with a team of expert advisors that can help us build a financial roadmap that will let our clients know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goals.
For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. Well, Carson, the number one priority on clients' lists when it comes to retirement is income. So how can we get more of it and make it last?
Well, that is a really good question, Andrea, as you always have, and that is why I am actually doing this video. Because I truly believe that all of us should be able to live a more steady and more abundant retirement lifestyle. And really the best way that you can end up doing that is by securing more guaranteed income. So that is what we are going to be covering today. 4 guaranteed income sources that you're going to want to explore to make sure that you have a happier, or happiest retirement lifestyle. But before we get into that, there are 2 rules that we like to give you. And Andrew, what are those 2 rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money, and rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about these 4 guaranteed retirement income sources that you might want to implement into your retirement.
Well, Carson, let's start with the number 1 source that millions of Americans receive, and that's Social Security. And you say people sometimes forget about this income source. Why is that?
Yeah, people do sometimes surprisingly forget about the importance of Social Security, unfortunately. Now, that could be a good and or bad thing, because if you're forgetting about Social Security and it compels you to save more towards your retirement income into other sources, well, that's going to be an excellent thing, because when you get to your retirement years, then you would have saved enough money to where maybe Social Security is not even a factor. But on the flip side of that, if you fail to realize how important Social Security is, and when you get to your retirement years, you then realize that it makes up 40 to maybe 50% of your overall retirement income. At that point, you're going to really want to make sure that you implement this into your guaranteed income sources properly by maximizing those benefits. Now, with that being said, you do have to qualify for Social Security. It's not just handed to you. So in order to qualify for Social Security, you do have to work for an employer who takes out for those benefits. And in order for you to actually get into the club, you have to work at least 10 years, because you get 4 retirement credits for Social Security each year. And so you have to have 40 retirement credits in order for you to qualify for those Social Security benefits. But you know what, Andrew? You cannot just stop there if you really want to maximize this guaranteed retirement income source. You cannot just work 10 years and then all of a sudden kick back your feet and say, I qualify for Social Security, that I've now made it. Because what Social Security does is take the highest 35 years of your monthly index earnings and calculate what your benefits are going to be at your retirement age. Now, if you've only worked 10 years, what are the other 25 years calculations going to be? Well, it's going to be zeros. And so you're going to probably have a very low benefit that you're going to be receiving if you don't continue to try to work and continue to pay into this system. Now, Social Security income can be the gift that keeps on giving, because let's just say you have a spouse who decided to be a stay-at-home mom or dad and take care of the kids while you go to work. Well, even if that spouse never worked, if you have enough retirement credits for Social Security benefits, when you start your benefits, your spouse can then qualify to actually take 50% of your primary insurance amount at your full retirement age. So if you're receiving, let's just say, $3,000 per month at your full retirement age, your non-working spouse will qualify for $1,500 a month off of your benefit record. Along with that, if you happen to pass away, you're the higher income earning spouse and receiving the higher Social Security benefits, that spouse will lose the $1,500, but will then step up into your higher benefit amount of $3,000. So you can see that this benefit continues to not only pay you and your spouse while you're living. When one of you pass away, you'll still continue to receive that benefit forever.
Well, what about people that really don't think Social Security will be there for them?
Andrea, as I mentioned before, if you're a pessimist and you don't feel like Social Security would be there for you, then you definitely want to make sure you get busy saving into your other retirement resources like your 401ks, your 403bs, your IRAs, annuities, all sorts of things. You want to make sure that you continue to save into your other retirement accounts in order to make sure that you build up enough resources if you don't feel like Social Security benefits are going to be there for you. Now, even if you're an optimist, that may be a great idea. You'll still end up in a good place if you have more savings. There's nothing that's going to be wrong for anyone who decides that they are not going to rely on one particular resource to take care of them.
Well, Carson, many people use bonds to supplement income. Why is this tool sufficient?
Yeah, bonds can a lot of times be overlooked, but a lot of people actually use them for income. Many of us, when we're in our 401ks or other retirement plans, or maybe we have mutual funds, a lot of times we'll allocate or skew some of our savings towards bonds anyway, naturally, because most of us in the public have just really been told that bonds are safer. Now, that to me is a misnomer because bonds can actually lose value. When interest rates go up, bond values go down. That's really one of the reasons why you see some of the bank failures that are taking place right now. But with that being said, it's really important that we understand how bonds can be used to our advantage as a guaranteed income source. When we're talking about bonds, we're really just talking about you actually loaning money to an institution. It can be money that you loan to a company, and they're agreeing to pay you interest, or money that you loan to the government and they're agreeing to pay you interest, usually on a semi-annual basis. And when they pay you that interest, it's like you're the bank now. They will pay you that interest for the term of that particular debt obligation that they owe. So it can be a term of 1 year, it can be 5, 10, maybe even 30 years. They're agreeing to pay you a certain amount of interest on that particular bond as income. And the excellent thing about a bond is that when you're getting that interest at the end of your term, not only have you received the interest payments over that period of time, you also get your principal back. So you get your full principal back from that bond. So this is an excellent source that you can utilize for your retirement income. And just to make note, there are different types of bond interest income that you can receive. For instance, if you're actually receiving municipal bond interest, well, you can receive that income and not have to pay any federal taxes on that. It's tax-free. So that can absolutely be an excellent tool for someone who may be in a higher income tax bracket in retirement.
Well, Carson, although pensions are few and far in between, they are a great income source for people that are receiving it. So how can they get the most out of that?
Yes, pensions are a great guaranteed income source for those of us who are lucky enough to still have one. Now, when you're talking about a pension in today's society, you're going to usually be talking about maybe teachers or someone who worked for a state or government employer. But even with that being the case, those individuals must understand how to maximize their pension options. Usually you're going to be faced with probably 3 options that you might want to consider. One is going to be a single life payout for your guaranteed income. But if you're married and you choose that option, you're going to disinherit the other spouse, meaning that if you're receiving that income, once you pass away, that income ends. That's why many of my clients may choose a different option, and that may be a joint life option. In that case, you don't disinherit the other spouse. You can receive income from that pension, and if and when you pass away, your spouse will also receive that pension income as well for the remaining of their life. Now, there is a third option that many people may not consider, and that's called a pension maximization option. Now, this option can be really beneficial for the person who's saying, you know what, I do like the fact that I'm receiving the higher income from my single life option, and I don't really want to take the income hit by choosing a joint option. What else can I do? Well, if you choose the pension maximization option, you can be very, very clever here. If you have good health, instead of actually taking the joint option, you can actually take your single life option and put in place a life insurance option on yourself that if you pass away is going to go to your spouse. So you can receive the higher income, you utilize a life insurance policy, and if you pass away, your income will stop. Your beneficiary would get the life insurance plan. Maybe it's $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 that you have actually elected to apply for. But in that case, when the spouse receives the tax-free benefit of the life insurance, they can then turn that into their own pension in some other tool that will pay them for the rest of their life.
Now, Carson, the last source of guaranteed incomes are annuities. Now, this is a no-brainer for people that are educated.
And that's the optimal word, Andrea. People who are educated. Unfortunately, there are so many people who are uneducated when it comes to annuities. It's almost like when someone is hiding in broad daylight. You know, you can see them, but you don't recognize what it is. And an annuity is just one of those tools that people just seems to get in the crosshairs on, and they make it more complicated than it has to be. An annuity is nothing more than a financial tool that will, just like Social Security, just like your pension from a government job, will pay you for the rest of your life, and is also designed to be able to pay your spouse for the rest of their life as well. So when you're talking about an annuity, it's really like a supplemental income source, a supplement to your pensions, bonds, your equities, your Social Security, of course, as I mentioned. You want to understand annuities to the point to where you're not looking at it as something that you're trying to compete with, or you're not looking at it as something that's so negative, but you're looking at it as a tool that you can implement into your entire retirement plan that can make it more solvent, that can give you more guaranteed income. And of course, as we stated in the beginning of this video, the more guaranteed income that you have, usually the happier you're going to be in your retirement years. So make sure you understand annuities, and also make sure that if you're not understanding annuities, you reach out to a qualified advisor who can help you understand them.
Well, Carson, thank you for your insight on this topic. It was very helpful. And thank you for watching. And if you felt this information was beneficial for you, please like this video and share with others.
So I really do hope that the information that we shared in our video today will help you better understand where you can get more guaranteed income. Please remember that these videos are created for educational purposes only. You should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for a financial advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
For more information about this topic or any of the other topics that we've shared in our other videos, please feel free to reach out to our office or leave any questions or comments in the section below. After this video, please check out our other videos that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.